Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and how the death of the American movie theater industry will massively... It positions Dungeons & Dragons to take advantage of a massive opportunity. All right, so we really are looking at the death knell of the American movie industry. It's a really big deal. There's like 8,000 theaters across the United States of America. And right now you can go over and check out Grace Randolph. And what she does every week is just like she's reporting on how many paddle hits we're giving the heart attack victim, right? It's done, right? Like there are no $100 million movies, and it is just shockingly bad, right? How bad it is. And so basically, and I need to put this into context for you. So the movie industry would be like, okay, let's drop $250 million on this movie and we're going to make $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion back, right? Well, now they're like, oh, do we drop $250 million on making this movie so that we can have a $30 million opening weekend? No, we're not going to do that, right? So basically the numbers don't work anymore. And the American movie theater industry is done, right? So all you're going to have is small movies on the small screen. Now, why do I say small movies on the small screen? Well, that's the reality of it, right? Right now, I'm rewatching the Harry Potter movies, all 8 of them. These movies cost $100 million to $250 million each, right? There are going to be no studios who are interested in making $250 million movies anymore because they get plopped out onto whatever streaming service, and they're forgotten within 48 hours, right? There's entire seasons that are dropping that aren't even getting 1,000 tweets, right? Because there's just so much, and the content of small screen is a tsunami, right? Whereas the American theater industry was a very delicate, crafted system of temples of attention, right? And when it came to stories and interacting with stories and enjoying stories, it was the filet mignon. So the best way to understand this is filet mignon very soon will no longer be available, right? In the package it was before. And all that's left, the small screen, that's the McDonald's hamburger, right? You're like, ugh, right? It's edible, right? But it's small and shriveled and sad, right? And the filet mignon, people are going to want the filet mignon. They're going to want these highly isolated, high quality stories, right? And who's going to give it to them? Well, I'll tell you right now, streaming services are not going to give them those movies, right? There's no reason to spend $100 million on a movie that'll be forgotten within a week, right? Whereas, the movie theater industry's movies played for months and made billions of dollars, right? Streamers can't do that because it's just like your small screen has so much content coming through it, nothing punches through the ceiling. Nothing, right? The closest thing in the world, the biggest IP made by a streamer is Stranger Things, right? I love Stranger Things, but it doesn't compare to Harry Potter or Star Wars, right? We're just going to have small the content will literally shrink to fit on the screen, right? Now, where's that put Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition? You are now the filet mignon, okay? You can tell stories that are highly crafted for a temple of attention, right? Now, if you're a streamer, you can't, okay? If you're streaming, some silly nonsense game with whatever pug pickup group you can pick up online, you don't count, right? Like, you really don't, right? But if you have a physical table game, right, where you people can actually interact as friends, the way Gary Gygax intended the game, the way he designed the game, right? You have the same physical temple of attention that the movies created. This small, isolated space where people are incented, crafted, put in a position to actually give real attention to the content that is being put forward. And frankly, it's even stronger, right? Because they don't just sit back, it's active, right? And it's active and interactive, right? So, I deeply, deeply am sad at the death of the American theater industry, American movie theater industry. Um, it's one of the saddest things that's ever happened in my lifetime. I truly mourn what's occurring right now, but at the same time, I cannot help but understand that this tragedy is a massive opportunity for the Dungeons and Dragons community. We have the ability to step in and provide the new package that is the new Filet Mignon when it comes to actually interacting and having a good sound story experience. Small screen is not going to be able to touch what we can do, and I'll tell you right now, video games are far worse. Video game is an infected industry that essentially, because of the way they make money, it's just the money is mixed right into the product, and it makes both the small screen video industry and especially the dungeon master story creation, we're able to lap video game content. It's so useless, and it just makes such a bad product comparatively to what we can create and what we can do. Now, there's lots of people, now let me be clear, there's lots of people who want to eat that McDonald's burger, right? But the reality is, when it comes to Filet Mignon for story creation, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Dungeon Masters are in a completely new, totally refreshed position. The death of the American movie theater industry gives a massive opportunity to boost and push forward what's happening with for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and who they can tell stories for. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.